Hello, listeners. I'm WMN. Today we bring you a special episode featuring PolinsxCareForGaza, a nonprofit fundraiser that raffles off prizes, including opportunities to collaborate with fandom creators to help fund CareForGaza's efforts to support displaced families in Palestine. When Coleen, the initiative's organizer, reached out about collaborating, I thought it might be of value to create a standalone episode for people to listen to if they're curious about the journey of PolinsxCareForGaza, as well as what it's all about. And here we are. Hello, and thank you for joining us, Coleen.
Hello, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about this. And also, I just want to tell you, English is not my first language, so if I do have some bits where I trail off, it's because it's not my first language, so forgive me.
I love that. You know 2 languages. I know 2 as well. If I were to speak in Spanish, I would hope that whoever held space for me as I spoke in my second language that is more difficult to say, I would hope that they would be gracious about it. And I'm definitely extending that grace to you. And I will literally fight anyone who has anything to say about the way you say something.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. The intention that I want to bring into this space as we start our conversation is that we're not patting ourselves on the back for raising money for Palestinians. We're organizing our community. We're engaging in our community to deepen the impact of our collective contributions using the tools that we have to amplify CareForGaza and support the work that they do inside their community.
Yeah, definitely. It's not about, it's basically what everyone's been doing with their fundraisers. And I just want to make that clear that it's not like what I'm doing with the pattern that I'm doing this is not original. I definitely had influence from fundraisers that I saw on Twitter and Instagram as well. And I also want to credit that. I actually, I think this is back in December, I saw and entered a fundraiser which is mostly for Filipinos because they do not, I don't think they do ship all of the art internationally. So it's called PH Artists for Palestine. And I think that I researched this before. The website is now closed, so I think that they finished. I basically had that idea at the back of my mind even before I thought of doing this. So I already had that sense of bringing a community of people who have the same interest to just do something good. And also I think it was Armies for Palestine, which is Armies, if people don't know, they're the fandom of the K-pop group BTS. I also saw that, and they were organizing stuff as well. Like even months before I started PolinsxCareForGaza. So it's definitely not my idea. It's something that I picked up on just months before I started this, which is back in February.
So what was the impetus that led you to begin the organizing process?
I remember distinctly January 26th. Before that, South Africa actually took Israel to court because what they're doing right now is against the Genocide Convention of 1948. So they took them to court. And so the ruling came January 26th, and it did not include an immediate ceasefire. So I just thought to myself, have I been helping enough? Have I been doing enough? Because I recognize the privilege to be safe in my home and just safe to be fangirling, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Here we are in fandom space, a place where a lot of people go to escape, and it feels so separate.
Yeah, it's so dystopian.
Having Nicola and Arsema talking about Palestine, Congo, Sudan, Haiti, it's really, really nice to participate in a fandom where major actors within it also understand how surreal it is to access privilege on this level while atrocities are happening.
And to live parallel to that reality.
Parallel, yeah.
That this is happening whilst you're living your life just unscathed.
Yeah.
And you talk about like just having the fandom being an escape. You talk about that.
Yeah.
Which is why from reaching out to the people who helped me in part 1 and January 26th, I reached out to them February 10th. So that's why there was a gap, because I was thinking, should I really do this? Should I really bring this into the fandom where people mostly go to escape? You know, this is their escape from reality, but also just in the back of my mind, I just couldn't, just that voice just would not shut up. And I'm very grateful that I listened to that voice, because as I said, it's dystopian to live parallel to that. So really I just thought that, you know what? I don't know if I could cuss here, but you know what?
Why not do it?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm doing it.
If people have a problem with it, they cannot. They are free to not donate.
They can scroll through it.
They can scroll on by.
You know, just scroll past it if you don't want to.
There will be people who might scroll past it, might be angry, whatever. Mm-hmm. But there's also going to be people like us who've been living in this. It's not even dystopian. It's real, because it's real. It's really happening. And they go screech and stop, and there it is. There it is. Something to do with the community that we've been cultivating for a long time, or even with new people. They can join in a community that's been cultivated.
We can do something because we have the platform to do it right now. We have the reach, just not in the fandom, but just people who are willing to help. So yeah, if we can do it, why not?
Why not? So before February, you felt that. You felt the call to use the community that you access the most to make a greater impact on your contributions to Palestine.
So before that, Nicola was posting constantly, but it was on Instagram. And if people don't know, for some countries, donating through Instagram is not allowed for some countries, and my country is included in that list, so I couldn't donate to all of the links that she's posting. So I was I was researching other like charities that I could, and I thought that it was enough, but it just didn't feel like enough. So February 10th is when I reached out to artists. I just didn't know if I could do it, so I reached out to the first part included 8 artists and the admins that are still working with me right now, and I just did it like from scratch.
So the first step you took was looking for people inside the community to gauge.
And
they were there, and they stepped up.
Yeah, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I actually, at the same time, I worked in the background of what charity I wanted to support, and I needed to just have this bridge of how people will donate and have it not be as difficult to me as like a middle person collecting everything, and how will I be able to donate it to a charity that I'm sure will work. So I chose CareForGaza because they do PayPal, and I do have PayPal and talk to a lot of PayPal representatives to get that sorted out, because technically, PolinsxCareForGaza is a nonprofit, so I had to apply for that as well. So I did all of those in the background while also reaching out to all of these people who helped me. And yeah, it was, wow, it was, and I tell you, I was stressed, but it was worth it.
I'm stressed. That's a lot.
Yeah, the financial stuff. The financial stuff is the most difficult. I had to figure it out before I even like commit to these people, because they are committing time to me.
Yeah.
You know, I have to make sure that this is happening, because I can't waste their time. So I reached out to, I can't remember how many artists I reached out to, but I managed to gather 8 artists.
Yes. 8 Pollen fandom artists agreed to raffle off an opportunity to collaborate with the winner for the first fundraiser.
Yeah. And I also have to mention the people who helped me. Chi is Chi, or Ilani. She made all of the posters, the Twitter headers and profile pictures. She made the pictures that I post for announcements and everything, except for one. And she's been very helpful. So yeah, I accepted. I have an issue with control, but I kind of accepted. I kind of had to accept that I need to accept help from other people if I were to come out of this alive, because it's a lot of work. And
it is a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a lot of work. And aside from that, I have a friend, Nana, which is the admin of Nick and Newts, who also helped with the first fundraiser as an artist. She drew for, she also participated as an artist and also helped with retweeting. So aside from her, I have all of the admins, so Giovanna and Chella from Nicola Coughlin and Luke Newton Brazil, because I had to reach to that part of the fandom as well, because there's a lot of Brazilian fans and Brazilian Pollen fans. So
we're a global community. We're a global fandom.
Yeah. Nicola Coughlin Brazil and Luke Newton Brazil. They're pretty big accounts. And the admins of that, I reached out to them and they immediately said yes. They immediately said yes, and they helped translate everything. They helped translate, so it's easier, because I can't have any miscommunication there, because it's connected to financial stuff, so I can't have any mistakes. So I'm very grateful to them, and also Pollen Week, which is just amazing. The admins,
they are
Gian, Ali, and M. They helped me, and they also made Tumblr posts for the fundraiser, which is, it will be too much work to do a Tumblr page, so they helped me reach people from Tumblr.
So it's cool that you can rely on fandom family members to do some of that work for you.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful. So I reached out to those people and basically made the website. I decided that the tickets will be actually while I'm talking about like the whole process, I have to also mention that I actually planned it to be like a bidding process, but then like a day.
Oh, an auction?
Yeah, like an auction. But then I slept on it, and when I woke up, I realized that not everyone is privileged enough to have extra money to do that. So I just said, I want it to be fair.
I appreciate that was the route taken. A raffle allows folks who don't have access to a lot of funds to donate as little as $5 and still be a part of this larger community contribution to CareForGaza, which couldn't have happened in an auction.
Yeah.
And yes, there are prizes at the end. So in a raffle setting, everyone gets a chance to connect with a fandom creator, not just people with access to funds.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, it's not about winning, which I didn't win. I didn't win in the first round. That's cool. No problem.
Yeah, that's cool. You have more chances.
Yes, I do. Many chances. So I saw the list of people participating, and I was like a little kid with a giant pencil in my hand writing my Santa list, because the list it's wild.
I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it.
It's a good list.
Good list.
It's a good list.
It is.
Hey, we're kind of scooching a little bit far away, and something that's like really, really important to me that we talk about is I want us to talk about CareForGaza.
Yeah, okay. So I researched and I had to pick people that are on the ground and I knew that are legit and are taking direct action. Like I need for this to have an effect right now.
An impact.
Because this is a right now problem that we have to have a right now solution. So if people don't know, you could go to @CareForGaza on Twitter. They are mostly updating on Twitter, and you could see that they are posting updates of what they're doing. And this charity that is doing something on the ground that is helping people not just with food and water, but also they're giving people money if they need to get away, because what's that food or water going to be for if they won't survive?
Yeah, I really appreciate that CareForGaza, in addition to distributing food and water, clothes, hygiene supplies, medical supplies,
what the people need. Yeah.
I appreciate that part of their mission does include cash assistance, so people can meet their individual needs, how they see fit, when they see fit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
You know, I make it like a thing to retweet every time they post what they're doing, because people have to know that the money that they're giving to this organization is not just a pat on the back for themselves. It's doing something. They need to know what their money is going to, and it's going on the ground, people helping other people on the ground.
I follow Mohammed Smiri, who runs CareForGaza.
Me too. He's very, very helpful. He posts updates and just what's happening on the ground as well. So it helps. Also, I have to talk about this. CareForGaza is verified on Twitter. And if you don't know, if you are verified on Twitter and you have engagements, big engagements, those get monetized. Is that the word?
Yes, it is.
They receive money from those engagements. So if you could retweet them, if you could like them, if you could get people to retweet them after you retweet them, then that's help enough.
Yeah, and I think that's an important point to restate. If the funds aren't available to enter the fundraiser, you can still support CareForGaza directly by sharing their posts, which are monetized, but sharing also extends their reach to other potential donors.
To engage.
So I appreciate you saying that. Yeah. Okay. How much money was raised for the first fundraiser?
Yeah, so I actually tracked it in US dollars because it's I priced the tickets at $5 US. So in total, we had $2,521.04 US. And yeah, all of those got donated. I have a video that I poorly edited. Emphasis on poorly edited.
It was not poorly edited. It was good. So 8 artists and all of the work you did setting up PolinsxCareForGaza made over $2,000.
Actually, I could talk about this right now. It warmed my heart because her name is Arisha, which is part of another fandom, which is not Polin. She reached out to me, and her fandom is normally on Instagram, she told me, and she told me that she was inspired and did the same thing for her community. And
really?
They have a lot of artists as well. Yeah, she was one of them, and she gathered around 2,000 as well, $2,000 US. I can't say how much for sure. I forgot.
Right.
But yeah, she messaged me. And you people, if people are active on Pauline's Twitter, they might know her because she actually just recently drew a very beautiful Pauline art. Her name is Arisha. She is a very famous illustrator for a different fandom. And also, aside from Arisha, is another artist. They reach out to me and they're fans of this anime. And but this one is just starting. They're just I don't know if they already started the fundraiser, but the last time that they reached out to me, they were still like in the gathering artists who would like to participate phase. So yeah, they reached out to me to tell me that they saw the first part of the fundraiser and got inspired. So, you know, when I tell people that retweeting does a lot, I'm not lying.
I think that's really cool that they're reaching out to you to let you know that you had an impact on them. And did you give them mentorship, or they just came to you to tell you that you inspired them? Like, did you help them on their journey, or they were already set up?
I helped them. Arisha, she asked me how it was all set up. I think it was her first time too. I'm happy to do it because I have. It's why I also have the email address for the business email address for PolinsxCareForGaza. I have it on the bio of the Twitter account, so people could send me an email. And that anime fandom actually reached out to me via email, and I just told them, yeah, you could email me anytime. I would help as much as I can. And even for people who, if you belong to any other fandom and would like to do something similar, I could help you with the technicalities. I'm happy to, you know, because it's a good thing to do something good.
So you were motivated into action by groups like PH Artists for Palestine and Armies for Palestine. And now others are telling you that your efforts have inspired them to do the same. And those people may go on to inspire other fandom communities together.
Yeah.
It reminded me of what Varsha Sharma said in Teen Vogue when she talked about you in her interview with Nicola. And when she reflected on what PolinsxCareForGaza does, is that she said it's the purest form of fandom and shows how fandom can be a force for good.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really, really cool that Varsha Sharma recognized that the power of community, that fandom is community, and that we can have a positive impact.
Yeah. So about that, that article is actually published, April 24th, I think.
Yeah.
So, April 24th, and Varsha actually reached out to me. I remember it's Friday, April 19th. It's Friday. I don't have work. I was scrolling through my phone and I received a notification from Google from Varsha Sharma, and it's like press inquiry from Teen Vogue. And I just jumped from my sofa. I messaged Nana. I messaged her. Nana, oh my God. Varsha messaged me. I messaged my friends. I messaged Ava and Kiki and my Filipino girlies, and I sent them this. And do you think it's true? Do you think it's true? And I just, it could just be from anyone. But yeah, it is her email address. And yeah, she said she was writing a story for the new season of Bridgerton, and I guess she didn't tell me that she's writing about Nicola because it's a secret that she's like the cover star of Teen Vogue. But yeah, she said that she's doing a story, and if I could share a quote or a statement about like the fundraiser.
It got published less than a week later.
Teen Vogue actually. That's
wild.
They tweeted a teaser video of someone holding that pink thing.
Yeah, the pink.
And
yes. We know her hand anywhere at this point.
That's her hand. Those are her nails. Like, I knew that. And I was like, maybe it's not included. Like, it's not included because I didn't want to disappoint myself. But came April 24th, and I was reading the article while I'm in a meeting, and I received the notification, and I knew that she talked about it, because the website went from having, I think, 4 subscribers, because people could subscribe to the website before it even launched. It went from 4 to hundreds. I do not want to. Okay, it went from 4 to 200 plus in one day. In one day. It just lets you know that if you have the reach, if you have a big following, if you have the privilege.
If you have the privilege of having a platform where you can amplify people.
You have to speak up.
You don't have to. Nobody has to, right? But so that's when they do, it's really.
Yeah, it's really, really helpful. And I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what it's going to mean for the second part of the fundraiser.
Yeah.
What's the window for the second part of the fundraiser? So it was 2 weeks for the first one.
For the next one, it's basically it's almost 8 weeks. So
almost 8 weeks.
Almost 8 weeks. So it will start on May 1st and end on June 23. And actually, I was just planning on having it run all throughout May, but then I also thought that there are 46 entries, and I have to let people have the time to just buy their tickets and donate as much as they can. And also I thought that if people are going to be probably busy engaging and just making stuff for the fandom after like part 1 is released, it's going to be pushed down on the list of priorities of people. Let's just be honest. I just have to be honest with my thinking about that as well.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. You're right. It's a very busy time inside this fandom right now.
And it's also why I chose to do it immediately, because people are more active than they've ever been. So I had to take advantage of that while many people are active. So I chose to extend it to June 23, because also just more prompts for people. If they want to see a scene from part 2, they could do that. If they want to be inspired by literally the whole season, they could do that. And just wanted to give just equal opportunities for people, just in case, because it's a lot of people. 46 is a lot of people to participate.
How was it reaching out this time around? How was it reaching out to people for the second fundraiser?
Oh yeah, thank you for asking that. So for the 8 artists, I knew that I'm going to reach out to them again, so that's settled. But then I also just made Google Forms for I made 3 Google Forms, who are the artists they want, the authors they want, and the editors they want. And I tweeted that out to people and let people answer and tell me who they want included. And it's very helpful because, the media that I consume might not be, what most people are consuming. And, I'm very glad that, they helped me.
Looking at this list, our community definitely did good. They definitely did very good.
Yeah, thank you. I was very proud of that. And for people who have been here for quite a while, those are OG people.
Yeah, and there's some newer folks too, but
it's a mix, but yeah, it's a lot.
My eyes literally, I looked at this list and I was like, the talent and the creativity in this fandom is so deep. It's awe-inspiring.
The list is all stars, it's a list of all stars. So
And that you included editors.
Yeah, but the editors, I have very little numbers, so yeah.
Is such an art form. You have really great editors on this list. To be, who hasn't wanted to go up to one of our editors and say, can you make me a angst edit using the song this?
Yeah, especially with a lot of new music.
Yes.
And I actually just want to talk about the crafts as well.
Yes.
Actually, I knew about Rachel's business. I knew about it. She met the cast of The Shape of Things, where Luke Newton starred back in I forgot what month it is, but yeah, last year. If you don't know, she managed to give them all those very, very cute ducks. I actually want one of them because it's very, very cute. It's adorable. And yeah, she agreed to raffle off. People could pick. You could read up her terms there, and she will give the winner a chance to pick what they want, because her pieces are priced differently based on maybe difficulty and the size. Yeah. So they could pick what they want, but I really love that duck.
Yes, Luke has I interviewed Rachel for the podcast. Yes, Luke has the yellow duck. So if you get a yellow duck from Yellow Duck Crochet and Knits, you and Luke will have the same duck.
Technically, you're actually matching. You don't have to think about the technicalities. You're matching.
No, you're actually matching. You and Luke, same duck.
I don't think I've said it yet, but when those 2 weeks of the first part of the fundraiser, I knew that I'm going to make a part 2. I didn't know that I was going to include writers and editors, but I knew that I was going to make a part 2 because of the positive feedback and just how the people are willing to help. So I just knew that, I am in the right community and these people are great. And these people are so great. And so I thought that, I could do it again. I could do it again and start again. At least I know what to do. I have the framework figured out already. And so I told my my group chat that. And so Coleen is actually one of my friends. She's one of my Filipino girlies. And Pauline, she actually reached out to me and told me that she was actually planning on the Penelope inspired one before, but she didn't have time because crocheting something it takes a lot of time.
Yes.
And, talent. By the time that she was making the cardigan, it was too late. But then, she told me,
for the first one, for the first fundraiser?
Yeah, for the first one. And so she really wanted to be involved, even the first one. So thankfully, I remembered that. I was taking notes on my phone, just what I want to change or add on the part 2, because I now have that first-hand experience from part 1.
You did it. It was successful. You had the concept, you gathered the money, and you got it to CareForGaza. So, yes, you knew you weren't reinventing anything. You had a roadmap.
Yeah. And so I was just reaching out to her for the Penelope inspired cardigan. She already sent me the picture. It's very pretty. It's yellow. It's gorgeous. It's very hot in the Philippines, but it's still something that's very cute to throw on if it's even a little bit chill. Yeah. Also, just adding the cardigan can be customized to their size. I just also would like to, just in case people don't know, the sample. We're just going to call it like a sample, just so we could have like a photo on the website. They're made on size large, I think. Yeah. If it's not your size, she is willing to customize it, and we will just have to wait for a few weeks. But also the shipping for those will be shouldered by Coleen and I. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. And it's also on the website. So yeah. If you're one of the 2 lucky winners of the cardigan, it will be shouldered by Coleen and I. And for Rachel, if you're the lucky winner of Yellow Duck Crochet's crafts, she will also shoulder that. And just in case the winner is from a country that the shipping will cost quite a lot, we will still shoulder that. And so all of those information will be up on the website.
Thank you for joining us today, Coleen, and for creating an opportunity to organize the fandom community to support the work that CareForGaza does.
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about this.
Thank you, listeners, for joining us today for our conversation with Coleen about PolinsxCareForGaza. Fandom can go beyond just a shared love for a show or a couple to become a powerful force for good. By channeling our collective energy and numbers, we have and can continue to support another community. What resonates as I reflect on today's conversation is how everyday individuals can make an impact. Let's continue to harness our shared passions to support values that reach far beyond our specific fandom. You can find the link to PolinsxCareForGaza's fundraiser page in the episode description of this podcast, as well as Fics and Rec's social media pages.